Ready.
You almost started before I started recording. Again. I saw it.
I'm so sorry. I'm terrible at this. I don't know what to do. I feel uncomfortable. Mike, can you take the camera off me? We're doing the podcast. It's called the Not So Critical Update. Mike's going to talk about VR. Go away. Please.
This is where I just leave it on you.
You're such a dick.
There are two things that stood out to me about this article. About Apple's struggles with the long-rumored augmented reality, virtual reality headset they had announced that is going to be coming out in 2023. Apparently, they're having some internal development problems. Two thoughts about this, Peter. One is, it's surprising that Apple would struggle with something like this because they're Apple. They make like incredible devices. You have a very high expectation of quality, and now they're saying they're having all these manufacturing problems. Is that expected? Do we just not hear these stories about other products? Does that strike you at all as interesting?
No, absolutely interesting. But I'm a massive hypocrite here, right? So I'm fully signed up to the Apple hype train, choo-choo, right? I love Apple, and when they put something out, my default reaction is, oh, another sexy Apple product, yeah. And I fell for it with the old 16-inch MacBook Pros, which were Intel-based and overheated a lot. They were just nice and big and shiny and lovely, but actually they were kind of bad products. They had a crappy camera, they overheated, they couldn't handle 4K external monitors, the fan kicked in all the time, and they couldn't really do, So it shouldn't be as surprising as it is, but they do an excellent job at hooking people like me and everybody else who's willing to pay overpriced,
Yeah, I don't use an iPhone now, but I was a fairly early iPhone adopter. They're great devices. They work well. I have used them multiple times. I like Android. I like the pure Android experience. So I use the Pixel now. But I'm not a huge Apple fan, but I definitely have respect for their quality. I use a Mac now for work. I am definitely not a fan of the Mac, but that's because of the operating system. Whatever. It's still they have this reputation bearing high quality hardware. I was really surprised. The second thought is so the problem they're having is they used a couple examples. I guess the issue is the engineering team working on this headset is having a hard time getting any kind of buy-in or cooperation from other departments within Apple. Two examples that they used are they needed a modification to the camera firmware that they were using so they could get faster response time as they were feeding images from outside the device into the user-facing side. And they needed the department of Apple that manages the camera hardware to do a firmware update. They had a really hard time getting it done. The other example was that they wanted the device to be lighter and have longer battery life. They wanted 8 hours of battery life, so they were pushing for smaller batteries, higher capacity batteries that they could use in the device. And in both cases, they were blocked by other people at Apple. And the thought that I had is that would never happen under Steve Jobs.
Yeah. But then several developers would be dead by now from stress and overwork. So maybe.
But the device would be awesome and lightweight with long battery life and a fast camera. So what are your priorities, Peter?
I know. Is it human beings or is it decent hardware? Come on. They
didn't get to be Apple by being nice guys.
No, they definitely didn't. But the one thing I will say Apple are good at is they have staying power, and they have so that the new MacBooks are great. They have finally upgraded the MacBook, the camera, and they don't overheat, and the fan never kicks in, and it's very fast. They kind of got there in the end. And I seem to remember the first iPhone being a bit rubbish, and the first, So I think probably they might have problems now, but eventually
even at the time, like it was somewhat limited functionality. But I don't know. I remember being very impressed early on.
Well, probably because you hadn't experienced anything else. Maybe it was
nobody had.
That's
the point.
All I'm hoping is that despite all their issues, they're gonna do an Apple and do it in a way that other people haven't really done before. That it will be lighter and just I don't know. It's
I
hard
wonder
to tell.
if part of the issue is that they're not the first in this segment. Have there been cases where Apple was a second mover into an existing
I think,
segment and really dominated it?
yeah, I think I think that's the thing. Everything they're the second mover.
Are they?
There was there was like the Microsoft Zune before there was
no. I mean, okay. I mean, I guess to your point that something existed before and Microsoft and Apple made it better. Like, okay,
right.
it feels like a totally different category of thing, but maybe that's the point.
That's the point. That's what I'm hoping will happen here. Is that they have done things to such a higher level, a higher quality than was around previously.
Mm-hmm.
That, even AirPods. So AirPods, laptops. I mean, the MacBook is essentially just a laptop, right? The MacBook. So what they've come along and they've created a laptop which has its own brand, its own name on its own, the MacBook, and it's that good that people.
That's true. There's a story that we didn't do, so let me just research it in real time here about the. That's what we do.
Because we know that we've done some user studies, and we found that what people really like is real-time
research. You know what? Our audience appreciates the truth, no matter how long it takes to get there. We didn't talk about this story. I thought it was kind of funny that after 20 years, Apple's discontinuing the iPod. There are still iPods.
It's still being made. Yeah, right. What? When was the last time you saw an iPod in use? Wow,
that blew me away. Yeah, good for them, I guess.
I genuinely thought. Okay, this is absolutely true. When I saw this story, I was like, I bet Mike's got an iPod.
It's like we did the story about BlackBerry going out of business. Like, yeah, no shit. Obviously, was it not like 20 years ago?
It's BlackBerry stopped making phones. They turned into a security company, which is weird, but whatever. Yeah. It is weird.
Or not going out of business. I don't even like they stopped making Blackberries. It's similar to this. Just like, did that not happen a decade ago? Okay, right. I guess.
Kodak did the same thing with the instant camera that they had.
Yeah, it's weird. Windows XP.
XP. Yeah. Wow.
I saw somebody did an XP wrapper for Windows 11. That looked pretty cool. I thought that was a very clever idea. Yeah. It might have just been like a proof of concept or something, or like artist rendition, but it was kind of neat. Right. I didn't capture an article for it. I'm just kind of throwing that in on the side.
I hope that Apple getting into the AR VR game is a good thing for everybody, because I fucking love VR. It's amazing.
You do. Would you switch over from Oculus?
Cool. If it was good enough, absolutely, in a heartbeat. Oculus is just the best thing that there is out there at the moment, and it's consumer priced as well. $350 for a headset is expensive, but it's accessible for a lot of people.
Apple's not going to make the cheap one.
Well, no, but they still managed to make it cheap enough that kids have iPhones now. That they still make iPhones cheap enough that even kids have them.
Yeah.
Families with a relatively low income still manage to get iPhones. There's still somehow you can get your hands on them. Maybe there'll be like subscription models with AR or VR providers or something. I don't know. Get one with your phone or something.
Yeah, it sounds like I haven't gotten into VR yet, but I am intrigued for sure. I'm excited about
the. Have you given it a go?
No, I've never tried it.
Really?
Yeah, no, well, never tried it.
I tried a roller coaster thing the other day for the first time, and did I tell you about this already? Because it was I play VR a lot. I play Beat Saber a lot, and I still am in awe. A year later, I'm in awe of like putting it on and looking around and things just being in it. Generally, it amazes me. But the roller coaster thing, it's quite simple. You're going on a roller coaster. So
don't do it standing up.
Don't do it standing up. Seriously, I put it on, and the kids who had been playing it said, "Oh, you might want to sit down for this." And I was like, "What? I know VR. It's okay." But I genuinely had to go. Whoa! Hang on. Okay. All right. I had my stomach was going. "Oh!" It was very cool.
I believe it. Yeah, I'm excited about the new VR announcements. Facebook's announced some really interesting stuff. Jon always we didn't even acknowledge that Jon's not here this week, but whatever. This will be the last episode of the week anyway, so I guess you kind of figured that out by now. He'll probably be back tomorrow.
I should have started mocking him earlier.
But yeah, Jon talks about AR kind of being the future of VR. Either way, I'm pretty excited about it. Love Pokemon Go is my experience with augmented reality. I would keep doing that. Very exciting. Very exciting.
Honestly, Jon, I hope you do feel better by now. It's a week later, so really
it's a week later. We totally just moved on, didn't even acknowledge it. But Jon will be back presumably tomorrow. We've been recording for a while. This is our last episode of the day. Probably just chat for a while longer. Should we keep the recording going? Or we want to this is how it goes.
I don't know. I need to say that I don't think we should have on record. So
so now we have the fun conversation. All right. See everyone later.
Yeah. Right. Okay, Jon, Mike, let's get going. I'm ready.